I had to go ground my energy. Okay. Sorry, y'all. I gotta reposition and get it together. We are about to get back into our conversation. I'm so sorry that I had. Oh, what is this big? Y'all, it's so messy back here. It really is. I don't want y'all to have to see all of the weird stuff y'all be having to see. I don't know what this is on this wall right here, but it's always something. I had to end my last video, y'all, because, and I'm finna go ahead and light it up. I ain't even finna lie to y'all. I'm not finna play around with it. I'm gonna go ahead and light it up. I ended my last video because my ex called. He was calling to tell me that he wasn't going to be bringing Xavier Sunday because I've crossed the boundary in calling him and asking him to come by and have a conversation with me. And I also went to his job recently because his way of communicating is just not working for me. So, yes, I did. I went to his job to have a conversation with him. And believe it or not, it went well. It went very well. So I don't know where all of this extra stuff is coming from right now. All of a sudden, he just woke up. I guess maybe things are not going very well for him. I don't know, okay? But it's not up to me to figure out. I'm going to move on. I went out and I just released it. I released the conversation. I released the outcome, feeling like I needed to control the outcome because my heart was racing. Y'all seen it? Like all of a sudden I just started shaking, and I just knew. I knew anxiety was trying to get the best of me. I knew it. So I had to pause. And reshift the dynamic. Take back my power. Okay? I did respond to him by letting him know that we had already made the plans. He said he's going to file a restraining order on me. We had already made the plans. The plan was him dropping Xavier off to my mother on Monday at 6:00 p.m. And now he is saying that he's changing it and he will not be dropping Xavier off on Monday at 6:00 p.m. So we are definitely going to document that. And I want my girlies and guys to know, document everything. Do you understand me? These long, drawn out paragraphs that they sending you, trying to get their point across, talking to you all crazy. Document everything, okay? Everything. You need documentation, because let me tell you something. If it's not documented, it never happened. The people like that, they have their ducks in a row, honey. They have their money together to get them the best lawyers on the market. Okay? Because they want to see you hurt. They want to see you down. They want to see you out. They want to see you crying and suffering about them. And the choices that they are making for their lives. These are choices that he's deciding to make. He's following through with these decisions. Okay? They will try to make you out to be the bad person. And I'm telling you, they got themselves, they flying monkeys, and they attorneys ready for your ass. Okay? So you need to be documenting everything. Everything. Nothing is a secret. Nothing is off limits. Document it all every time y'all, even if y'all still sleeping together. I am not, telling y'all right now, I'm not giving my body to this man. However, there was a time that we were still sleeping together, and document it all. It does not go against you. Document it all. Every time they show up to your house, document it. Every time they decide they want to have a peaceful, loving conversation with you, and then turn around and call you the scum of the earth and tell you that you wrong, and you document it. The one mistake that I made in my first divorce was not documenting anything. Laying on the ground like a blob on the floor, just allowing this man to do me any kind of way. And guess what? I suffered, and so did my children. Because I didn't know how to fight for myself. I didn't know how to advocate for myself. I didn't know what to do. Instead, I was running to him, the current ex, the current husband, who's now the ex, who hasn't quite made it to ex-husband just yet. But I was running to him. Okay? I was running into the arms of another enemy who didn't like my ass either, who was using all of that as fuel to come back and do the same thing. Okay? Please document everything. Everything. You have to document, okay? All right, off that. Let's move on. All right, let's move on. Yes. So I ended my last video defining the word hypersexuality. And if you don't remember what that definition is, because I don't, go back and watch the video, okay? Or Google it, all right? But this morning, I was asking God, why was I feeling so uncomfortable about the word hypersexuality? Well, no, I was asking God why I was feeling so uncomfortable after I had such a great day yesterday. I was taking my bath, just reflecting on the day, and then something in my spirit told me to check in with my body and ask myself how I'm feeling, and I felt discomfort. I felt uncomfortable in my spirit, I felt a little bit of anxiety was trying to come over me, and I wasn't really sure why, because I knew I had such a great day. But I also knew that with a good time comes, for me in my world, with a good time comes some anxiety, because I'm still working through some limiting beliefs. I'm still working through not self-sabotaging every time I'm having a good time, because I used to find myself when I would be having a good time with somebody, I would find a way to mess it up because I just didn't feel worthy of having good people in my circle because of my mental conditioning, right? So I checked in with God last night, and I said, I checked in with my spirit team is really what I did. I checked in with my spirit team and said, hey y'all, listen, I had a really good day today. We had a really good day today, and I'm not understanding why we feeling this discomfort. But again, as I said in my last video, I did not question it, and I didn't rush God for answers. I just decided I was gonna rest on it and go to bed, right? I woke up this morning, and the first word I heard was hypersexuality. And in my last video, what I was saying before I was interrupted by that phone call, we're gonna bring all of this together, okay? How does hypersexuality, what does hypersexuality have to do with the discomfort that I was feeling last night after I had such a good day? And the definition of hypersexuality is basically goes back to mental conditioning. It goes back to mental conditioning. I wanted sex. I thought that sex was the catalyst to a good relationship. So I would have sex quick. I would allow men to get me pregnant. I have 7 children. I would allow men to get, seven of them. I would allow men to get me pregnant. I would allow sex to be the driving force to us loving each other again, just being hypersexual, so last night, this man who I went on a date with, had a great time with him. I couldn't understand why he wasn't trying to sleep with me. Why wasn't he trying to, do me? I'm so used to a man over sexualizing me. And when I ran into this man last night who did not over sexualize me, I found myself in a discomforting position, an uncomfortable place. And God is the one who helped me break this down with myself this morning, because I asked God, what hypersexual? I don't feel like a hypersexual person. And I heard in my spirit, yeah. You were a hypersexual woman that attracted hypersexual men. And now that you know this about yourself and you're no longer attracting those kinds of men, you have not gotten adjusted to being with a healthy, healed, whole man who is not hypersexual. Now, are we going to go on more dates? I don't know. Am I going to continue to get to know this man? I don't know. I don't know what's going to take place after today. I don't know. I'm not sure. I would like to. I would love to. Aaron, if you're watching this, if you just so happen to watch this video, call me babe. But yeah, I just didn't know. I didn't know that that's who I was. I had no idea that I was a hypersexual woman. I didn't know that. I didn't know that until God showed that to me. And I'm happy that he did. I'm happy that he did, because now I can take that vulnerability and say, okay, what are we going to do now? Now that we know who we are, what are we going to do differently? And in all honesty, after last night, I don't think I would do anything differently. I think everything went great. I really do. I think it went really, really good, right? So while bear with me as I continue to work to understand myself, right? And I hope and pray. I'm going to end the video on that note, y'all. I am going to do a lesson with you all about sexual exploration later. But right now, we're just going to rest in the teacher knowing who she is and being excited about that. My phone that carries the notes is on the charger right now. She was going dead and she needed some life. Okay, so I put her on the charger, and we will come back to it. We're gonna talk about it. Okay, how to identify too if you are a hypersexual person. But in order for you to get to the bottom of who you are, you have to be willing to explore your sexuality. Okay, I want to keep this video less than 15 minutes. But you have to be willing to explore your sexuality, to find out and uncover these sometimes uncomfortable truths about yourself, right? And I want to teach you how to do that. I'm excited to teach you, to show you how I learned how to identify that I am I would probably even say an ex-sex addict, okay? And I kind of just fell into it by bumping my head. I became this hypersexual being. Not because anything happened to me either. It wasn't because I was molested or anything like that. I was introduced to sex at a very young age. I think I've talked about that on my videos before. I was introduced to sex at the young, tender age of 6 through porn, and I was captivated ever since. And thank God for breaking that cycle within me. And I thank you, Lord, for breaking that cycle within my children. And I call my kids out right now: Isaiah, Jaden, Nevaeh, Philip, Eli, Jada, Xavier. God bless you. God keep you. God cover you today. Cover my children today. God, protect them. Protect them from the sins of their mother, the sins of their grandmother, the sins of every adult that they've ever come in contact with. But start with me, God. Protect them from the sins of their mother, God. And I thank you in advance for what you're doing in my life and my children's lives. Okay, y'all, it is so. It is so. Thank you, Lord. It is so. I'm going to get off of here. I'm going to get off of here and I'm going to let y'all get back to it. But I will be back with another lesson a little bit later, okay? I love you. And of course, I wish you happy healing.